So there's a lot about the job that isn't actually that fun that I have now automated away almost entirely. And so I'll show you a few of those here in our automations tab. And we've got a bunch running now, but we can run down a few of these because I kind of have set up a few different types of automation. And the first type is just sort of information. I'm asking Codex to look at the last day of commits into this section of our mono repo and basically like group them, tell me who worked on what got done, what do I need to know about. And so I wake up in the morning with almost like a, if you've used ChatGPT Pulse, it's like a personalized pulse that I open the app in the morning and sitting there is like, here's what happened yesterday in the code base, which is, super, super useful. So I have one called Upskill. And what Upskill does is it looks at the last day of skill usage. So it says, hey, skills are really useful, but sometimes they take a little bit of tinkering to get right. And so it looks at Codex usage throughout the past day and detects if any skills, like if Codex had any trouble with skills or if any of the scripts didn't work correctly or if like something could be sped up, and it makes improvements to the skills. So it's upskilling like overnight. Like I'm going to sleep, I wake up, Codex is smarter in the morning based on what we're trying to do here. Similarly, update AGENTS.md, like this I just have run every, 6 hours, and it just looks at what we've been doing. And if there's any like disagreements or misunderstandings that I've had with Codex or things where things took longer to communicate than, or I used some shorthands that Codex wasn't familiar with, it will just add that to the personalization so that next time things can just be quicker. I've got a few others that are integrated deeply into our other tools. And so one of them is Sentry. This is kind of a different type of automation where it's going to go through on whatever schedule, whatever cadence, and it picks off one of the top Sentry issues. So that could be like a performance regression or a crash or, an error that's being thrown in the app. And it like goes through all of the information that we have about it, the logs, the maps, everything that Sentry has. It looks at the code base and it picks something to fix basically. And automations have memory, so it remembers what it tried to solve last time, and so you're not going to get a PR like solving the number one issue every hour, right? But it's really good because what this type of automation does is it allows us to focus on what is going to make the Codex app great to use and useful and joyful, and all of the things that bugs and things that fall through the cracks that like aren't quite as fun to figure out, at least for me. I know some people love it. That stuff can happen kind of behind the scenes, right? And so it's really common that you run into merge conflicts when you try to merge your thing, and like you find, you iterate on your approach and you've got like different types of people giving reviews, and then you're finally ready to merge something and there's a conflict. Your CI is failing for, some small reason. You got to kind of dive into that. And so I don't like dealing with any of that. Maybe,
most people probably don't.
Some people love doing that and they work on CI tools. But I have a green PRs automation here that uses some of our skills. So we use BuildKite, we use GitHub. And so what this does is it checks if I have any open PRs. And I usually have like at any given time between 10 and 20 PRs these days open at a time because of the Codex app. Separate problem. And this is going to go through and it's going to say like, do any have CI failures because of like, something that like linted wrong or like didn't get caught in the pre-push, or maybe it's going to merge conflict because someone is like also changing it because we're rushing to, finish up a project or something like that. And this is going to go through and it's going to make sure that all my PRs are green. It's going to update the base branch. It's going to intelligently resolve merge conflicts by looking at like what have people been trying to do. So it's not just a factual like, I'm going to clean up the like conflict markers. It can look at, oh, like Joey was putting in this feature, so we changed this block for this reason. I'm trying to do this. I'm changing it, and there's a conflict, and like kind of knows how to do that. And so that's a very long way of saying my PRs are always green.